Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today I get to try my first puzzle by the constructor Titus, who Mark solved a puzzle by Titus back in, I want to say, it was around Christmas time, 2020 even, so many years ago. And apparently this puzzle was constructed by Titus on a transatlantic flight. I hope it wasn't on American Airways, Titus, after my travails with them earlier in the year. Anyway, this has been recommended to us many times, and apparently it is rather brilliant. One of the testers had a look at it last night and immediately sent it over with an email to me saying, you must try this on the channel. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will read you the rules in a moment or two's time. Apparently it's relatively approachable, this one. 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty, which I will confess to being somewhat relieved by. It is the Times Crossword Championship on Saturday, and that means on Saturday I'm very unlikely to have time to record a video, so I've had to record Saturday's video in advance. Now that's what has taken most of my morning, because I decided to attempt a pencil puzzle by KNT, and my goodness, what an incredible puzzle that is. But it was not finished quickly. Let me just leave it at that. So the thought that Greenbelt by Titus might be easier has relieved me somewhat, if I'm honest. Now, a few things to mention before I do the birthdays. Let me go through them. We have got a bonus video. Thanks to many of you for recommending this Strands puzzle to me, which is a puzzle that is published every day in the New York Times. You can see it's sort of like a weird word search puzzle, where the idea is that each puzzle has a spangram, which is the overriding theme of the puzzle, like it might be fruit or something, and then you'd have to find names of fruit in the rest of the grid. And so you use up all of the letters. It's a great idea, actually, and I did enjoy it. And many of you recommended yesterday's to me for a particular reason, which I won't spoil. But that we released that video on the channel this morning. So if you want to see how I did with the puzzle you recommended I try, you can check that out. Other than that, what else? Over on Patreon, you've still got 3 days left to enter this month's competition. Which, I mean, I wholeheartedly recommend the puzzles to you. By the Paint by Numbers Institute, Caroline's Halloween Adventure, lots of Japanese sum Sudoku puzzles, which are the ones where you get a picture at the end. Very cool stuff. There's also a teaser for the Duality 2 puzzle hunts that's coming up at the start of November over on Patreon right now, as well as lots of other goodies, by the way. And apart from that, there was something else I wanted to mention. Well, it's next weekend. It's creeping up on us that we're going to be doing this live edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Mark and I were just talking about it this morning. We are doing a live episode of Cracking the Cryptic at the Stratford Literary Festival. I think that if there are tickets left, it's 1 or 2. But we're so looking forward to actually meeting in real life, so many of you. I think it's next Sunday, I want to say the 27th. So that's coming up soon. And then I've got some birthdays to do as well. Let me look at my birthday list. And I'll start off by wishing Amy a very happy birthday. Your friend Connor wrote to us, Amy, and mentioned that you have been in touch with us in the past with poems. He described you as a great friend and a lovely person. And I think I know which Amy you are. You must be Amy over there in New Zealand, who has sent us some extremely good poetry in the past, I will add. So, Amy, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today, with chocolate cake, of course. Next, James, your friend Jared, wrote to us. James has turned 29 today. I love the story behind this one. They're both based in Jacksonville in Florida, and they're both firefighters who work in the same crew in the city. And they discovered by accident while waiting at the station one day that they both loved variant Sudoku puzzles. And I think they've become very good friends ever since. Isn't that fantastic? So James, happy birthday. I hope there are no fires that you have to deal with today, and I hope that you get an enormous slice of chocolate cake. And then finally, we'll switch over to Canada and wish Mike a very happy birthday. Mike, who tries every one of the puzzles that we feature before watching the video. So that is That is some proper puzzling time you must be devoting, Mike. Thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great day today, of course, with cake. And with that said and done, that's all the news. Let me read you the rules to Greenbelt by Titus. And they are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We've got adjacent digits along a green line differ by at least 5. So these are German whispers is sometimes how these are described. So if this was a 1, this digit here would have to be at least a 6 because it needs to be at least 5 different from 1. And we've got circles today. The circles rule, I think, is fabulous. I really do. I'm so slightly surprised we don't see more puzzles with circles in them. But circles, a digit in a circle indicates exactly how many circles contain that digit. So, if this square was a 6, then we would have to put 6 6s all together in circles. So 6 of the circles exactly would have to contain the digit 6. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Although I'm a big fan of the Greenbelt, so I don't want to crack the Greenbelt. I just want to solve the puzzle. In fact, okay, so what we must do, surely, I haven't done a circles puzzle for a while, but normally the idea is to count the circles. So 6, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 24. I'm actually going to do it again because if you get this wrong, it is not conducive to solving the puzzle properly. 24. Okay, I've got 24 twice, so it's probably 24. Okay, so I guess what we do is, well, let's talk a bit about green lines, because there are some properties of green lines that look like they're going to be interesting here. Green lines can never have a 5 on them. And that's because let's try and put a 5 on a green line and see what happens. The next digit now needs to be at least 5 different from 5. And if we go downwards, we'll get to 0 or negative numbers, not Sudoku digits. And if we go upwards, we get to 10 or higher, also not Sudoku digits. So we can't put 5 on the line. And that leads to an interesting property. It means that the digits along any green line will oscillate vis-a-vis 5. They'll either be above 5 or below 5, but they'll oscillate along the line. So imagine this square was lower than 5. Now what's this square then? It cannot also be lower than 5. So it must be higher than 5. And then this one obviously can't also be higher than 5 because 6 and 9, which are the furthest apart you could put these digits, are not 5 apart. So you get this oscillation. Now that strikes me as being potentially relevant, especially to the... Oh, maybe this... So the long line here is the green belt, presumably. That must be why the puzzle's got its name. So we know immediately, if we sort of oscillate along the line, that all of... don't want to make a mistake here either. All of those digits are either higher than 5 or they're all lower than 5. And then the digits in the gaps will be the opposite polarity. Now that's immediately interesting, isn't it? Because that means, because we have to have some high digits on a green line, we are going to have to put some high digits into circles. And obviously, once you put high digits in circles, they're much more constrained because you can't put, well, we've only got 24 circles to play with. So we could have, well, it won't work this way, but we could have had a 7 in a circle, an 8 in a circle, and a 9 in a circle. And then there would have been 9 9s, 8 8s, 7 7s, 24 circles would have been consumed. We know that's not the case here because either purple or blue must be a low number. So there's got to be some low numbers in circles. Now, how many have we got of each? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 purples. We should have, well, we don't know, do we? How long is this line? I've got no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9. So the line is 19 in length. So that means there should be 5 circles that are off the line, according to my 24 count, and there are. Right. So if purple, that is very interesting, and I think we're going to be able to show that purple is not low. Because if purple was low, there are 10 purple circles. Now, if purple was low, these purple circles would have to be from the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the triangular number for 4 is 10. So these digits would have to be, the purple digits would be 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there would be 4 4s, there would be 3 3s, there would be 2 2s, and there would be 1 1. But the much more interesting feature of that is that because 4 would be on the line, 4 is I didn't talk about this, but 4, let's put a 4 here. 4, what digit can you put next to a 4 on a whispers line? Well, it's monogamous. It only has one partner, and that digit is the digit 9. So if we put 4, okay, so let's get the logic in our heads correctly. So if purple is low, there is a 4 in purple, therefore there is a 9, or there will be 9s forced into blue, therefore there are 9 9s in circles, not necessarily on the line, but there are 9 9s in circles. Yeah, the odd thing about that is, normally you can rule out 9 9s in circles very quickly, because you can ask fatuous but potentially revealing questions like how many 9s are in a Sudoku. And normally, if you're not doing a puzzle by one of the evil constructors, there will be 9 9s. There are 9 9s in this Sudoku. It's a normal Sudoku grid. So that requires us to therefore be able to put a circled 9, because if there are 9 circled 9s and there are only 9 9s in the puzzle, there must be a circled 9 in every row, every column and every box. And you can see it might be possible to do that. This is weird, actually. Okay, let's look at it the other way round. If blue was low, then we've only got 9. Oh, well, hang on. Because if blue is low, then I've got to make the 9 blue digits sum up to 9 using only low numbers, only digits from 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they'd have to be a 2, 3, 4 triple. That's the only way of making 3 of those numbers add up to 9, or any combination of those numbers add up to 9. So again, you're going to have a 4. Ah, bingo. Wow. Okay, so that's wrong. We can say that immediately. Blue cannot be low. So it's the opposite from what I said. Sorry, I didn't realise. But blue is not low, because think it through. If blue is low, we know that there is a 4 in blue. Therefore, we know there's a 9 in purple. Therefore, there are 9 9s in circles. Now, where is the circled 9 in row 9? And you might say, there. No, remember, we started this by thinking about whether blue is low. So in this paradigm, this digit is a 1, 2, 3, well, it's actually a 2, 3 or a 4. It's certainly not a 9. So there could not be a circled 9 in row 9. And therefore, it's impossible for blue to be low. And therefore, purple is low. Therefore, the purple digits are 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is very clever. It's very, very clever. I really like this sort of puzzle because it's got some fascinating logic. It just is. It's really clever. Okay, so now 9 is circled. So, I mean, this is the weird thing about this. You almost want to put... Well, hang on. Oh, I see. I've got it. So now I can... okay, so this is the thought process my brain went through then. My brain said, I almost want to put 9 nines into these circles that I've just highlighted on the line, because they fit, don't they? But actually that is the solution. This is beautiful. It's beautiful because how do I know? How do I know that? Well, it's because of numbers. There are 24 circles to fill. 10 of the circles are consumed with the low digits 1, 2, 3 and 4. We've highlighted those. 9 of the circles are consumed with 9s. So that's 19 circles used up. So my question is, if we were to introduce any other number other than 9 into a circle on the green belt, so a 6, a 7 or an 8, what will happen? We'll have too many circles. Because we'll have, say we try to put a 6 into one of these squares, well then our minimum total of circles is 10 for the purples, 9 for all the 9 nines, and 6 for the 6 I've just put in. Well, 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 10 is 25, and there are only 24 circles. So we cannot introduce another high digit along the green belt. They all have to be 9s. And that allows us to then think about these digits. We've got 5 digits left over, which can't be 1s, 2s, 3s or 4s. So they're all 5s. Boom. There we go. Isn't that brilliant? We've virtually finished, well, we haven't finished the puzzle, but we've done a lot of it. 5 I can put there by Sudoku. 5 can never go on a green line. So in column 5 I can place it. We're going to get all the 5s, I think. 5, 5. Hang on. Oh, 5. No, we don't get, okay, we don't get 5s there. No, we nearly got all the 5s. Oh, and the weird, okay, here is another weirdity. Now the purple cells are irrelevant in the sense, because 9 is always 5 at least away from all these digits. So normally when you work on whispers lines, it really matters, you know, what the actual size of the digits is. For example, a 7 can only go next to a 1 and a 2 on the whispers line. But here, because we've filled it with 9s, the most profligate digit, we don't actually get any knowledge about the purples at all. So we're going to have to do something else. We are well, okay, yeah, look at column 2. That's in column 2, again, remember this green line will have the same principles applying to it as the green belt. So this oscillates. Now we've only got one more low digit available, so we can't make these two low and make them, I suppose, purple, because if they were both purple, there'd be 5 digits in column 2 selected from the 4 numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. That won't work and obey Sudoku rules. So this must be the purple. These two, I'll call them blue. I mean, these must be 6, 7s and 8s, mustn't they? Let's extend that logic. So these have got to be blue. This has got to be, sorry, purple. This has got to be blue. Yeah, I see. Okay, this might be relevant. So here is a question. On the other green lines in this puzzle, how many times are we going to see the digit 4? Now the answer is 0 times. Because if you put a 4 on a green line, you know it must be next to 9, and all the 9s have been used up on the green belt. So these digits here, which are low digits, can't include 4. They have to be 1, 2 and 3. This has to be 4. These aren't 4. This isn't 4. Oh, nearly. I tried to say, okay, there've got to be 4 4s on the green belt. 1, possibly 2, possibly 3, possibly 4, possibly 5. We've got 5 possibles at the moment, so we can't do that. Well, no. All right, forget that. We can do better. Look at row 5. Where is the 4? Where's the 4 in row 5? It can't be in the green, on the green line. So it's here in a domino with a 5 pencil mark. So this is a 4-5 pair. Knocking 4 out of here. Now let's go back to my earlier question. Where are the 4 4s in purple? 1. I can only put 1 in one of these two. I can't put any here anymore. I could put 1 here and there must be 1 here. So this is a 4. This is a 4. Oh, we don't get the 4 down here, but it is in one of those two places. There's a 4 up here by Sudoku. Now, where's the 4 in column 9? It can't be on a green line, so it must live in the corner. So this is a 4. This is just a brilliant puzzle. Wow, ooh, nearly. Okay, let's label that up. That's 6, 7, or 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's loads of 6, 7s, and 8s all over the place. Oh, I've made a mistake, have I? Oh no, it's okay. I was going to say, where's 4 in this row? And actually, it's been placed for a long time, so that's 4. Sorry, I just didn't see it. So, I've got to put 3 3s in circles. Can we do that? Obviously, there's a circled 3 here. 1. There must be a circled 3 in column 2. Oh, am I going to mix and match if I do that? So if there was no 3 in either of those squares, I could only put 2 circled 3s in, couldn't I? That one and one of these. So there must be one of these only must be. One of these only, and that must be a 3, I think. Okay, maybe it's the T I've got to think about. Oh, hang on. Yes, look at row 5. I've still got 2 high digits to place, 2 from 6, 7, and 8. Well, they must therefore be spaced out along the line. This digit is a 1, 2, or a 3. This digit, oh, I see how it works. Right, so we oscillate around the line like this, and then we ask the question, what's this digit? Now, this digit needs to be able to be 5 away from 6, 7, and 8. So the 6 is the problem there. That must be a 1. So this must be a 1. This is a 2, 3 pair. Oh, that's a 1 by Sudoku. And that's the only time 1 can appear in a circle, because that is the circled 1, so we can knock 1 out of all the rest of the squares. These squares are a 2 and a 3. Oh, 2 and a 3. There we go. 3, 2. That's therefore a 2. That's therefore a 3. So this is a 2. This is a 3, 5 pair by Sudoku of all things. 3 in this column must be in one of those squares. Can 3 be on the line? This would be an 8 or a 9. Maybe it could be an 8. What's that digit? That's 6, 7, or 8. What about... Where should we look now? 2, 3. This digit's 6, 7, or 8. Oh, can we do... We must be able to do stuff here. In this box. Yeah. This can't be 6 or 7. Because one of these two digits is a 3. And 3 can only be next to 8 or 9. So that's 8. This is a 6, 7 pair. This is 8. This is a 6, 7 pair. This is 8. And we get a bit further. This digit can't be 6. Or 6. Well, let me deal with this slowly. It can't be 6 because it would be next to 2 and they're only 4 apart, and it can't be 8 by Sudoku now, so this is a 7. Right, what are these 2 digits at the top? 3 and 6. Oh, bother. Oh dear, okay. What then about... Right, I see. Look at row 2. Now, we've thought a lot about the fact that 4 is monogamous along these lines. It can only partner up with 9. What's the situation with 6? Well, 6 can only partner up with 1. And actually, that's interesting on that line, isn't it? Because you can't put 6 in the middle of the line because you're going to get 2 1s on the edges. And you can't put 6 on either edge because you're going to get a 1 in column 8 where you've already got a 1. So the 6 in this row has to be in one of these 2 squares, while simultaneously, look, being in one of these 2 squares. So I think the only way that works is if it's here. So that's 6, that's 3. There's now a 3 in one of these squares. And there's a 3 by Sudoku on the line here. So this is 8 because it can't be 9. There's an 8 there by Sudoku. That's going to tell us this line's polarity. So we need 1s, 2s and 3s to be adjacent to that. This is a 1 by Sudoku. 1 lives in one of these 2 cells in box 2. What do we need in box 8? We need 6 and 8. No, okay, that's not resolved, apparently. It probably is. That's a 2. So that's a 2 and that's a 3. So that's a 2 by Sudoku. That's a 2 by Sudoku. Oh, this is just lovely. Okay, so what's the low digit on this domino? It's got to be a 1. Oh, I see. It's 1 with 6 or 7. That's not 7. This is 6 or 7. So we've sort of got a 1, 6, 7 triple there, but maybe that's not resolved. Okay. Oh, 3. Look, we can do that. 3, 5, 5, 4, 4. Okay, that's all the 4's done. 1, 6, 7 to place. So again, this is 6 or 7, this digit. Oh, but this has to be low. Because it's got to be, so that can only be 1. Sorry, that's been obvious for ages, hasn't it? Just wasn't thinking in those lines. So this digit is 7 in terms of this row. So that's 7, that's 6, that's 8, that's 6. This is 1, 6 or 7. No, bobbins. Okay, what are those digits then? 1 and 8. Okay. That doesn't seem to be resolved. Have I missed something here? Possibly. I don't know what it is. Have I filled in all of my... I know I haven't done this green line, but I don't think that's resolved by green lineage. Oh, I haven't done... Oh, that's a 7. Look, that's got to be next to a 2 or a 3. 6 can only be next to 1. So that's 7, that's 6. Now this can't be 3, so the 2 and the 3 get resolved. This is 3, yes, okay. It felt like that, didn't it? It felt like there was something missing from how I was solving it. So now, well, this digit is 1 or 6, apparently. Making a pair in row 8. This digit is 1, 6 or 8, and that digit is naked. That seems to have to be 8. Let me just double check that. I think that's right, isn't it? Looks like 2, 7 and 8 here. So this is naked, so that becomes 7. That becomes 6. That becomes 6. That's 7. That's 7. That's 6. That's 7 by Sudoku. This was a 1, 6 pair at the end of everything. This is a 1, 6 pair, making this a 2. This is no longer 8 up here. So the 6 there is rather lovely. That makes that 1, that 1, that 6, that 6, that 1, that 8, and that's something. 7. What a puzzle that is. I loved that. I think it's right. Let's see. Yes. 285 people in 2 days. What? Well, I mean, it definitely deserves it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. That's one of the... Oh, that... And actually, Titus, I have to be very grateful to you, because having spent, I will say, nearly 2 hours on the KNT puzzle I did this morning, that feels much more manageable. Half an hour, but it was half an hour, and it was spectacularly good. The logic is brilliant. It's a lovely idea to put 9, or to force all of the high digits on this green belt to all have to be 9. It's a very natural use of the circles, if you get what I mean, to sort of notice that, because once you force a whole load of low digits, you're really putting pressure on what you can then use to achieve the balancing number of circles. A very, very clever puzzle. Really excellent. Take a bow, Titus. I look forward to your next puzzle, your next transatlantic trip with interest. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.